Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to make a special type of video where a couple years back I actually made a Nintendo Switch collection video where I showed you guys all of the games that I had on my Nintendo Switch, and they were all the physical games that I had. It's been about a couple years now, and as you guys can see there clearly behind me, I've gone quite a bit more Nintendo Switch games. I kind of stopped collecting for my Nintendo Switch. The only games that I'm really collecting or getting nowadays are just games that I've actually have been wanting or like want to actually play on my system. By that I mean I've kind of stopped collecting third-party kind of games just because they haven't really been running as good. It's been quite a long time since I've made an update video showing you guys my Nintendo Switch collections, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to just go through all of the games there and just kind of go one by one, letting you guys know what I thought of that game and if I recommend it or not on the Nintendo Switch. So I hope you guys enjoy games. There's still more kind of collector's editions and stuff up there up above, but one of them is basically Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's pretty much the only other one that I have that's up there, but you know, I also have a physical copy version of it, so just kind of, you know, keep that in mind, I guess. And I also just want to let you know that I do have like about another 20 to 30 games digitally, so I have quite a lot of games on my Nintendo Switch, and I have not even played all of them. In fact, you'll probably see some of them here in this collection where like I have not even opened them yet. And again, these aren't in any order. Well, like the way how I actually have them organized on my shelves is actually by my favorite to my least favorite. But I think what I might just do is I might just organize them kind of in alphabetical order. But I haven't really decided on how I'm gonna do it yet. But yeah, it's all a work in progress. First game here that I have is Final Fantasy X. This is my favorite Final Fantasy game. This is the Final Fantasy game that I grew up playing. This is actually my first ever Final Fantasy game that I ever played back on PS2, and I love it. It's literally a 10 out of 10. One of the best Final Fantasies in my opinion. Besides that one part, I think we all know which part I'm talking about. I mean, that part was great actually. Next up we have Persona 5 Strikers, which is another game that I was super excited for when it first came out on Switch. I would not really recommend it much on the Switch just because you can actually you can actually get this on PlayStation, even on PC, where it would most likely run a lot better. Still runs pretty decently on the Nintendo Switch, and I mean, if all you have is a Nintendo Switch, then yeah, I would go ahead and recommend it regardless. But if you do have a PlayStation or a PC, just go play it there instead. Neo: The World Ends With You. This is the next game. I have not beaten this game. I think I got maybe halfway done through the game and then I just stopped playing it. Do want to actually go back and replay this and actually kind of continue on my playthrough of it. It's just been so long since I played it, and the reason why I stopped playing it was just because I kind of just got busy with like a bunch of other games and stuff, and yeah, just have not played it since. And then I also let my brother borrow it, and yeah, again, forgot about it even further. So there's that. Mortal Kombat 11. I actually made a video about this a long time ago of saying how it runs on the Switch, because everyone was very surprised that this game actually came out and ran really decently. But would recommend it, I guess, on Switch if you only have a Switch, but just go play it on something else other than Switch if you do own something else. It's just one of those like fun kind of things to own on the Nintendo Switch, because it's just like a what the heck kind of thing. Like, you never really expect this to actually run pretty decently. Next game here that I have is Wolfenstein Youngblood. I actually got this because during the time that this came out, I played through Wolfenstein 2, and was the very first Wolfenstein game that I ever played, and I loved it. Super excited for this one, and you know, at the time I was kind of collecting for the Nintendo Switch. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get this on the Switch and also get the deluxe edition, so that way I can give one of my buddies the buddy pass kind of thing for it. Did not play it with anybody and it's okay. I don't really recommend it, and even then this isn't really a physical game. If you guys can see on the top there, it's just a download code, so it's cool, but it's just kind of meh. I mean, that's just it. The game is just pretty meh. Would recommend Wolfenstein 2. Youngblood, though, on the other hand, friend to play with, and not on Switch, though. Would recommend it on like something else. So yeah, it's kind of a pass for me on Switch. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Assassin's Creed: The Ezio Collection. I really love this game. I really love, they did a phenomenal job with Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. The Ezio Collection is like my favorite Assassin's Creed game. or Assassin's Creed series in general. Ezio is just by far the best character of all, like of just video game series in general, or video game characters of all time. Really, he's just top tier. He's so relatable and just so charming, and so he just has that unique character. And it, again, 100% recommend this on Switch. Runs beautifully. I actually do recommend the Switch version. It runs perfectly well. Some hiccups here and there, but I mean that's every Assassin's Creed games really, I guess, or open world games in general. But 100% recommend it. Go get this on your Switch. You would not be disappointed. It's a fantastic game. Next on the list is another Assassin's Creed. It's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. I have barely touched Rogue. I've only played just through the intro, and my girlfriend has actually been the one that's played more of Rogue than me, and she actually has been really, really enjoying it and loves it. Me, on the other hand, I bought this just because I wanted to play through Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on the go, and I was not disappointed. This runs beautifully on the Switch. It caught me so off guard and just so surprised that it ran so good. 100% would recommend AC4 Black Flag. Mega Man 11. Mega Man 11 is such an amazing game. It's so fun. I love the new kind of like slowing down kind of time, or having like your double, like your power or whatever kind of thing, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played it, but I loved everything about it when it first came out, and I remember I pre-ordered it when I first heard about it and was like, I'm buying this day one. My favorite Mega Man game. It's up there. Next on the list here is Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. I bought this, have opened it, and installed into my Switch, but have not played it. I have not played Shovel Knight. I have not tried it out or anything. So I can't really rate it nor recommend it. But I mean, from the gameplay and stuff that I've seen, it looks really, really good and really fun. And I do really want to try it out and give it a shot. But I just, again, I'm so busy that I just don't even have time for it. It's just Overwatch. I got this just because I had a friend of mine who got it, and yeah, wanted me to play this with them. And so I went ahead and bought Overwatch on the Switch, and yeah, it's just a download code. Like, you don't even get anything physical on here. I actually switched the case out with a Super Mario Odyssey case, because the case that I bought here pre-owned at GameStop, I don't know if you can see it, but it's really nasty. It just had a lot of like sticky residue, and I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna swap the case with, you know, Overwatch, just because I don't care about Overwatch. And yeah, sadly, it's kind of died. It was a lot of fun when I did get this, and I did enjoy it on Switch, but yeah, it's not worth it nowadays. So it's, you know, it's just there. Resident Evil, the triple pack, 100% worth it if you want to get a physical version of Resident Evil 4 on your Switch. But then you also get that cool download code of 5 and 6. 6 is the one that I do not recommend unless you are playing it with a friend. 5, on the other hand, is fantastic, and even just playing it by yourself or with a friend, it's so much fun. I love 5. A lot of people kind of talk crap about Sheva, but I love Sheva and her AI. I mean, it never really bothered me as much. I mean, I do see some of the complaints with Sheva if you are playing it solo, but I mean, just, I don't know. It's not that bad, really. I don't know. But yeah, 4 and 5 on this is 100% worth it. 6 is just a, I guess, a plus if you want to play some more Resident Evil with friends. I just got this just because I love the music, and that is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Yeah, like I mentioned, Kingdom Hearts 3 for me was just not it. Like, it was okay. Even like I say that I can't really say that I didn't enjoy it, because I did like level 99 on PC and on my PlayStation. So I can't really say I didn't enjoy it, but it just, the story was kind of blah. But Melody of Memory is really fun to go through and play. It's just a rhythm game, you know, on your Switch. And it's pretty cool. It is actually a continuation of the story, but I do love just the music of Kingdom Hearts. So if you love Kingdom Hearts music and just rhythm games in general, this is 100% worth it on the Switch. It runs beautifully, plays beautifully, and the music is just top tier. Like, you can't go wrong with this. Next on the list here, I actually have a couple of versions of this game, actually, and that is Starlink. So I have this physical edition of the game. I also got the digital deluxe edition when it first came out. So actually, I got that back when it first came out, but then I got this from me working at GameStop, and my boss just told me I could just go ahead and take it. So I just said, yeah, why not? So I got a physical copy of Starlink. And then I remember one day I went to Walmart. I was eyeing actually this right here, and really wanted to buy it. It was like about $15 or $20, something like that. And like the Walmart worker actually came up to me and kind of freaked me out because I'm a pretty shy and I get really scared easily, I guess, kind of thing, and really feel bad when I say no. The person asked me like, "Can I help you?" And I just kind of was like, "Yeah, can I get this?" And so I bought another copy of Starlink. So I have the Arwing, Star Fox version. So yeah, don't be like me. It kind of is a little bit blurry on the system. It still is a lot of fun to play, and again, you can play a Star Fox. This is literally just the Star Fox that we've been wanting to play, or like wanting to have, but Nintendo just won't make. Next game here is Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE. This is just basically Persona, but with the Fire Emblem universe. It's a pretty fun game. I actually love it. I actually wanted to pick this up back then when it was on Wii U. It's a really fun RPG, and yeah, but I haven't really looked anything up about this game, so I don't know how difficult or even if it is difficult to pick up on the Switch. But still 100% recommend it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Next game here that I have is Mario Plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I have not gotten Sparks of Hope yet. Been meaning to actually pick it up, but I honestly forget that it even exists. I say that yet I'm wearing a Mario hat right now. I'm not much of like those I forgot I think RTSs, real time strategy games. I think that's what this is. Kind of like XCOM and stuff. I've never really been that much into this type of games, but for some reason this for me was a lot of fun. Did not beat it. I think I got as far as like halfway through the game, and then I just kind of stopped just because there was other games that I wanted to play as too, but still would recommend it. Is the Cruel King and the Great Hero Storybook Edition. I actually really love this. This is made by the same people that I actually did an unboxing of one of their last games called The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. And I got this game just because it looked really cute and really fun. And I mean, it comes with a little storybook. This is actually an RPG game. So the combat and everything actually looked really fun and great. Have not played it yet, but I did open it just to kind of take a peek inside of the box and see what you get. I'm very excited to get to this game and give it a shot when I can. Princess and the Blind Prince. I actually do not have the physical game to this. If I'm honest, I don't know what happened to it. I don't think I sold it. I think I honestly just do not know what happened to it. But I do still have everything that would come with it. But yeah, I don't know what happened to my copy of my game. So there's that. But I did play a bit of it, and I actually did really enjoy it. So for this one, I can say I do actually recommend this. It's just a fun, cutesy little kind of game that you can play with either with a significant other or for like a kid. So it's really nice. It was Nintendo Switch Sports. It's a lot of fun. I do like it. The only complaint that I do have for this is that you cannot unlock the costumes and stuff, like your uniform and how you can change kind of like how your character looks like, without playing online. Like you can't unlock that stuff just by playing normally casually with either in co-op or anything like that. Like just it has to be strictly online. That's kind of where it lost me and kind of where I just stopped playing it, was because of that reasoning. So Nintendo, hopefully you guys will do better for the next one and actually make it that I can unlock stuff by just playing against my friends, couch co-op and not online only. So yeah, so but I mean, it still is quite a bit of fun if you do love the OG Switch. My favorite one kind of mode that I really loved was the Chambara, the sword fighting one, and of course bowling. Bowling is always a lot of fun. These are more physical games, of course, and the next game that I have here is Sonic Mania Plus. 100% recommend this game. This game is so fun, so addicting. It's literally the best Sonic game that's not made by Sega, or even if it's even going against the Sega team's own creations, this is still the best Sonic game ever made. So 100%, 10 out of 10, would recommend this if you are just a platformer fan in general. It's just a lot of fun, and if anything, it actually made me into a big Sonic fan. So yeah, thanks to this game. Megami Tensei 5, this is the Steelbook edition. Have not beaten this game. I've only put in maybe like 5 hours at most, maybe even less, and have not played it since then. I actually want to play and put in more time to this game, but I'm just so busy that whenever I do play an RPG game, it's very rare now that I actually beat it and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's just pretty rare. But yeah, from the little that I played, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's turn-based. It's Shin Megami Tensei, I mean, that's pretty much all that I can really say about it. Next on the list, this is a 100% 10 out of 10 from me. Please go ahead and pick it up. Persona 5 Royal. Um, yeah, just go ahead and pick this game up. It is an amazing game. You will 100% love it, and you will definitely sink in over 100 hours into this game. This is, of course, the Steelbook edition that I have. I literally have 3 or 4 versions of Persona 5. Like, I own Persona 5 Royal on my PS5, on my PS4. Own the original, just OG PS4 Persona 5, and then I also own the Steelbook edition of just the plain Persona 4 on the PS4 again, and now I own it on Switch. So I am a huge fan of Persona 5 and do love this game, and I'm a sucker for it. Very excited for Persona 3 Reloaded. And yeah, so 100% would recommend Persona 5 Royal on the Nintendo Switch. I don't really play these games in general. In fact, it's not even installed into my games. And I was actually going to go ahead and give this to one of my friends as a joke. NBA 2K18, but if you guys can see, I crossed it out there and I put it to say 23 instead. That was kind of going to be the joke that I was going to tell my friend that, oh, this is NBA 2K23 on the Switch, you know, here you go. But at this point, I feel like I should just cross that out and put NBA 2K24 instead. But but yeah, it's, you know, it's NBA. Like, who cares? Honestly, I can just throw this away if anything. Again, I got this for free from GameStop just because we couldn't really. We don't take these games, or like at least these older sports games in anymore at GameStop. So yeah, I just basically got this for free. I'm going to leave this as an actual collector's item on my Switch, and instead go pick it up on PC maybe, or on Xbox or PlayStation. And that is Omori. It's a fun little RPG. Again, have not played it, have only seen the trailers for this, and me and my girlfriend was actually excited when this was first coming out on Steam during early access. I believe it was going to come out there. It came out first on Steam there, and then it released on consoles later on. But we were really excited for this, and I was really excited to play it, but just kind of decided, like, as soon as I got this and ordered it and it arrived, that I don't want to open this. I actually want to keep this as a collector's item, and it's also on Game Pass. So I was just like, I think I'll just go ahead and just play it on Game Pass instead and leave this as an actual collector's item, because who knows, maybe this will be one of those games that are going to be really rare to get on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, that is Samurai Showdown. So this is still brand new, sealed. I was super excited to get into these types of games, and this one, the new one, just looked really phenomenal to me. I've seen some of these characters because I've played some of the, I guess the game that I played that had these SNK characters was Capcom versus SNK back on the GameCube. So I know some of these characters here, but yeah, I've always wanted to play these types of games, or this type of game, but again, it's becoming one of those kind of rare games now almost. That I just decided I'm just gonna keep it into my collection, and then if I do decide to pick it up, I'll just go ahead and pick it up elsewhere. I got this just because the way how they were making it sound like and advertising it sounded like they were not going to make this like many copies of this, and I kind of just decided to just kind of keep it as a collector's item, and we'll probably pick it up on my Wii U later on or something. And that is the Wonderful 101 Remastered. Again, it's still brand new, sealed, have not opened it, have not played it. I've only played the demo of this back when it was released back on the Wii U, and I really, really enjoyed it. I just kind of did not pick it up then and have not played it now just because I don't know. I really do not have any excuse really. I guess it's just I just kind of forgot that it existed. And I still have this, which makes me so happy because this is kind of like the collector's edition. Like you get the sheep keychain, I guess, if you pre-ordered via GameStop, and that's Catherine. So Catherine full body on the Switch. I have it here physically. Again, still brand new, sealed. Have not played it, but we'll hopefully get it in. We'll hopefully go ahead and give it a shot later on. This is basically, from what I've heard, is what Persona 5 was supposed to be back then, and this is why the main character looks so much like the main protagonist in Persona 5. But it always looked super fun to me and very interesting and crazy and just weird. So we'll for sure give this game a try later on. We'll probably just I've been telling myself that I'm probably just gonna pick this up when it's on sale digitally, and have not done that yet. So who knows when I will actually get around to playing this, but I am very happy still to have this in my collection, and am excited to when I do get to play it. Hopefully, it'll be a good game for me. Next game that I have here is actually brand new and sealed, but I actually had this game originally on my Switch and also on the OG DS, and that's The World Ends With You Final Remix. Again, I got this just because I own Neo The World Ends With You. I was like, I need to have this again in my collection. I think I got rid of it just because I needed, I guess, money or something at the time. But I went ahead and rebought it again and have not opened it. And so this is still a brand new sealed version of the game. And don't know if I'll ever open it because I've also have seen that this game is somewhat kind of rare almost a little bit, especially if you have it brand new sealed. Um, but who knows what I'll decide to do with it. I do actually want to replay this game again because it is a lot of fun. So for this one, for me, this is a solid, like, I'd say this is a solid 8 out of 10. It's a great game, so would recommend this on your Switch. Heck, I would even recommend this on your iPhone or even on the OG DS. So yeah. Next game that I have here is actually a series that I actually wanted to get into. In fact, I actually played through the first game because they did a remake of it on the PlayStation Vita, and that is Trials of Mana. This is technically the third game. The second game is Secret of Mana, of course, and then there's Trials of Mana, which was never released until they made this remake. Or actually, I think after they made the World of Mana collection, actually, it was actually the first time that the OG version was like released outside of Japan. But they remade it, the third one here on the Switch, and played through the beta or the demo of it, and really liked it. I just kind of forgot about it. Really, like, it just released, and I just have not gone around to it again. But I for sure want to go back into this and actually give it a shot. In fact, looking at this now, I'm kind of like, man, I really should go back and give this game a try again, because I remember really liking the demo. So another game that I have is another game that I actually played the demo of on my Nintendo Switch and really liked it and decided to order it, and that is Oninaki. This is a Square Enix game, and it's made by the same people, the Tokyo RPG Factory, which are the same people that made I Am Setsuna and I think Outer Sphere. I think that's what it was called. And I really liked those two games. I loved I Am Setsuna, I loved the world, I loved the story, I loved the music on it especially, and this game just looked even more fun to me. Played the demo of it and really liked it a lot, to the point where I just said I'm gonna pick this up physically and order it, but I have not even opened it yet. So yeah, again, don't be surprised with the type of games that I have that are just not even opened yet. Alright, just don't even question me. Next on the list here that I have is Resident Evil Origins Collection. I am a huge fan of the Resident Evil series. Like, I love every single Resident Evil game except for 6. 6 is kind of meh. But everything else, I adore Resident Evil to death. Like, it is one of my favorite series, especially thanks to 8 of the 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 remake, Resident Evil 7. Like, just ever since Resident Evil 7, Capcom has just been doing, like, they just don't miss. Like, it's gone to the point where Resident Evil now in general, I feel like, has become way more popular because of those games and how amazing they've been. But would 100% recommend this on your Nintendo Switch. Maybe not for Resident Evil 0, because when I've tried to play this, it kind of like takes a while to load in compared to like the OG GameCube version, in my opinion. And the same goes like if you were to play it on anywhere else. I don't know, it's just something with the Switch version, like the loading screens just takes way too long, and yeah, just I wouldn't recommend it just for that, but would recommend the OG Resident Evil though. Is Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2. I went ahead and get this because I, again, actually played Mega Man X back then on the Super Nintendo. Not an OG Super Nintendo, but the first time that I played it was, I think, on my Wii U when I got it back in like 2013, 2014 or whatever, and really loved Mega Man X. Wanted to play through all of them and just have not even gone to play through all of them, but just have this as a just in case in my collection, which makes me very happy to just have, and I'm very excited to when I do start playing these games again. But 100% would recommend Mega Man X just overall in general, so you can't go wrong with Mega Man X. Played a little bit of it, have not finished it or anything, gone really that far. I think I've only played like maybe 30 minutes to like an hour of it, and then I just stopped just because there was just so many games coming out on the same time, and just other games that I was busy with too. And that is Pac-Man World Repack. Really love this game. I'm actually really happy to say that there actually is, if I remember correctly, a 60 FPS mode version of it. So it made me very happy to know that that's available to us on the Switch. But yeah, I actually want to get into this game or into this series even further. Like I actually want to pick up Pac-Man World 2 on my GameCube and Pac-Man World 3 as well later on in the future. But yeah, just wanted to pick this up just because I wanted to try out a Pac-Man platformer. Why not? Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Um, Heard that this was made by the OG kind of Castlevania creator and basically wanted to go ahead and give it a shot. Never really was that big into Castlevania or really played the Castlevania games, but I've always wanted to try them out, like especially play Symphony of the Night and just, give that a shot. But I've yet to go around and try out a Castlevania game, and I have only put in maybe again the same amount as Pac-Man World, like an hour, 30 minutes or so into this game. But from the little that I played, was pretty fun. It was pre-patch version, but now they've actually updated on the Switch, where like I've heard it actually runs and just performs a lot better. And a lot of people would actually recommend the Switch version a little bit more. Next on the list is following kind of the Mega Man kind of scene. Again, just became a huge fan of Mega Man that I basically almost have every single Mega Man collection. So this is the 0/ZX Legacy collection. The only one that I'm missing is the Battle Network collection, which I do want to pick up later on. But yeah, went ahead and picked up Mega Man 0 ZX when this first came out, and have not played them yet, but they looked really fun. And again, hopefully I will get around to actually playing this game. Oh man, I feel so bad. I feel like most of these games that I own on Switch are games that I like, I hope to get around to actually go ahead and play it or try them out later on. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't. I'm a fake gamer, I guess. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Again, another one of those games that I wish I played more. Have never played the originals either. Yeah, just go ahead and hate me in the comments. It's fine. I just have not played it. Want to try it out. Hopefully, I'll get around to it. I have Nier Automata, again, still brand new, sealed. I got this more as a collector kind of piece because I figured that, or I just had a weird feeling that I feel like this game was going to be extremely rare on the Switch. I do own this already on PC and everything. I have not beaten it yet, but the little that I've played, again, I really, really did enjoy. But yeah, I just added it as my collection just to have it, even though I already own it elsewhere. But from what I've heard the Switch version actually runs really, really good, and it is very surprising to say that. So, who knows if I'll even get around to playing this on my Switch, but I know if I want to play this, I'll most likely just transfer over and go play it on my PC instead. So, and that is Ni no Kuni 2. Have not played the first one, but I've heard with this one, you don't really need to play through the first one to play this one. And I just went ahead and decided to get this just because it was like $15, $10 at GameStop, and it's also an action RPG, and I just prefer action RPGs in general, just more. So yeah, I just went ahead and picked it up just to kind of also just add it to my collection, basically. Mario Party Superstars. Got this just because I wanted to play with some friends and also play with my girlfriend and her friends and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is by far the best Mario Party game, so do not get the other Mario Party game, whatever it was called. I already forgot what it was called on the Switch, the first one that came out. But Mario Party Superstars is for sure a must get on the Switch if you love party games and want to get basically a fun Mario Party that you can actually play with your family. So yeah, Mario Party Superstars gets a pass for me. It's a or not a pass, a must get. I feel like I give it like a solid 8 out of 10. It's really good. This is the final row that I have here. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's Mario Kart 8. Like, this is literally the best Mario Kart that's out there. One of my favorites. For me, I'd say Mario Kart Double Dash is more of my favorite. I have not played any of the newer DLC tracks that's part of the booster course pack or whatever. I just kind of like stopped caring about Mario Kart really just because like, it's Mario Kart 8. Like, in my mind, I would have preferred a brand new Mario Kart. Like, I would have preferred Mario Kart 9 or something to be out. But, this is still great. Great fun to play with, by yourself, with friends online, or just, with anyone co-op, local co-op. So, yeah, it's a solid 9 out of 10, I'd say. Like, it's literally the best Mario Kart, I'd say. This game is a game that I actually really want to get back into and give it a shot and replay it again. And maybe I'll do this during maybe Halloween or something, kind of do a full playthrough of all of the series, of all the games. But Luigi's Mansion 3, like, this game is literally the best looking Switch game. Like, it's up there. It's so beautifully animated. Love the story, love the characters. I mean, at the end of it, it was kind of it kind of felt like it dragged a bit too much, especially when you had to deal with the I think it was the cat that just kept stealing all of your fucking kind of codes for the elevator. It kind of became too repetitive and too annoying at that point. And I feel like at that point they were just kind of pushing the game to like just make you waste more time, really. But Luigi's Mansion 3 nonetheless is still an amazing game. Would 100% recommend this on your Switch. And yeah, it's just overall fun to play, and would recommend it, especially if you want to play like something during Halloween or something. I'd say it's probably my favorite, maybe. Maybe it's tied with the first one as well. It's, you know, it's up there with one of the best. One of my favorite games on Switch, and 100% would recommend, and that is Metroid Dread. I adore this game to death. I love this game so much. Like, I have not made a story of video of this, but trust me, it will be coming. I've made, like, before this game even launched, I made a whole story of series of Metroid, as you guys can see on my channel. And this is the game right here that got me even more into Metroid and made me super excited to play through every single 2D Metroid game. And now, because of that, I am a massive Metroid fanboy. Like, I love this series to death. Like, this game is phenomenal. It is the best Metroid game in my opinion. A solid 10 out of 10 from me. Like, it's a masterpiece. It really is. Next on the list here, because I actually got this digitally because at the time I actually worked for Nintendo, and Nintendo actually gave this for free for all of its employees. This is one of the free games that they gave out, and I decided to get it physically because I want Nintendo to know that I want more Metroid. Yeah, again, Metroid Prime Remastered. I've beaten this game already like 2 times on my Switch, and have beaten it like multiple times on my GameCube. Like, I own the original trilogy on my Wii U, or like Wii Download, you know. On my GameCube, I own Metroid 1 and 2, Prime 1 and 2. But yeah, I adore this game. 100% recommended. The same goes with Metroid Dread. It's just, it's honestly, I don't even consider it a remastered. It's if anything, it's one of the best remasters ever. Like, it's stupidly good. It's stupidly detailed. They improved upon a lot of things on this game that, yeah, I cannot sing its praises even more than like Metroid Dread. I would 100% recommend this game. This is a solid 10 out of 10 for me too. Really do like this game a lot. In fact, I love both games. I love 3D World and I love Bowser's Fury, especially on the Switch version, because with Mario 3D World they actually increased the speed and everything. Bowser's Fury is, in my opinion, how I see it, is a potential tech demo of how 3D Mario games will be in the future. And if that's the way how they're going to be doing 3D Mario games, it makes me way more excited. So I am very hopeful that the next 3D Mario game would be like Bowser's Fury. And if it is, oh man, it's going to be a day one purchase for me. It's Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It's 3D All-Stars, like, it's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy. I'd say this is for sure worth it for me, was for Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy. But even then, it's a pretty lazy port, I'll be 100% honest with you. Yeah, it's just one of those, like, why kind of thing. Like, they could have done so much more with the 35th anniversary of Mario. But, I mean, you can't even pick this up anymore really anywhere. But I'm happy to add this to my collection and just really adore this game still nonetheless. Or I should say I adore all 3 of these games anyways. So they're all part of my childhood. Super Mario Odyssey, man, this is just a 10 out of 10 game. It's so good. Cappy, everything. Like, yeah. It's a 10 out of 10. This is a must-have for your Nintendo Switch. If you're a Switch owner. So yeah, go ahead and pick this up. I got this just more for like as a collector's item actually as well, because I already owned this digitally when it first came out, and that is Cadence of Hyrule. This would have actually been 100% sealed, but you know how GameStop does the whole, oh, if it's the first game, we're gonna go ahead and open it because we need to go ahead and display it. That's kind of the thing, and sadly this is the last game that they had, so it's opened. But yeah, I adore this game a lot. I actually have not beaten it, but I did play a lot of it. Do want to go back and actually beat it, but yeah, 100% do recommend this as well. It's again, it's Zelda music, remix Zelda music, and it's just god tier. Like they're so good. Next on the list, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. So I actually really like this game a lot. Um, the story was kind of interesting and just kind of meh in my opinion. It was just weird. I don't know. It was just kind of meh, if I'm honest. But I still love everything about this game. I love the combat. I love all the characters. I love how you're able to play through all the characters and everything. It's a fantastic Warriors game. Um, yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else I can say. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Only only if you're a big Zelda fan or a Dynasty. I don't know if you're a big Dynasty Warriors fan, but would still recommend it. It's really really good. In fact, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10. 100% of the game and getting that Hyrule Warriors OG kind of tunic made it like the scarf and all that. It was so cool to see that on Breath of the Wild Link. Like it's my favorite thing. It's just Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I actually own this game on my Wii U, I own it on my 3DS, and I now own it on my Switch. So yeah, I love this game to death. I 100% recommend it. It is my favorite, it's up there with my favorite Dynasty Warriors games. I'd say this is probably my second favorite. Age of Calamity is probably my third favorite. But this game is just so much fun and doing all the storyboards and everything for all the games. So yeah, I 100% recommend this. If I have to rate it, I again give it a solid 9 out of 10. Next on the list is The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I love this game to death. I did an unboxing video, especially with the Switch Lite back then and everything. I have the collector's edition, as you can see up there, right here. And yeah, I love this game to death. It's one of my favorites. I actually want to replay this game and kind of do a playthrough of it for you guys on my Twitch, where I basically go through the game and try to do it without dying, so I can get that kind of like little thing at the end of the once you beat the game, you get like a little thing or something saying that you beat the game without dying. So that's kind of what I want to do with this, and I think that'd be kind of a lot of fun to do. Yeah, if I had to rate it, this is a solid 9 out of 10. It's a really good, solid, OG classic Zelda game. So on the list here that I have is The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD. Love this game to death. Literally, is like, it's crazy to say that many people don't really like this game, just because it's just very linear and stuff. But in my personal opinion, I think it's up there with one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. It's so good, and I guess the reason why I say that is because of pure nostalgia. Like I remember that when this first came out originally on the Wii, I went to my local GameStop. I got the Golden Wii Remote Zelda Edition and just ran back home, played it, and like did not stop playing the game. Like I think I beat it within 2 or 3 days of it releasing, and that was me playing it from like 7 in the morning all the way until like midnight, like, or like even later than that. Like I think I played it all the way to like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I would go to sleep for like 5 hours or so, and then wake up again at 7 in the morning to just go ahead and start playing it again. Like that's just how addicted I was to this. And honestly, it's the same way on the Switch version. Except now it runs at full 60 FPS, it's 1080p, and you now actually have normal button only controls. And I, it brought out something that I thought that I lost, if I'm honest with you, when I got this on my Switch and started replaying through it. It just brought out something in me that I thought that was gone forever, and that was my old inner child, I guess. And I did the exact same thing as I did back on the Wii, which was just play it from all the way in the morning all the way till late at night, and loved every second of it. So that for me is why I kind of consider Skyward Sword to be one of like my favorite Zelda games of all time. That, and I actually personally love the story too. So I honestly give this a 10 out of 10. Like it's that good. I 100% recommend it. Are the two, actually, before we get into like the two big hitters, which I mean I feel like you guys should know what those games are. Let's get into this other game here that I forgot to mention. Fire Emblem Warriors. This is, for me, my favorite Warriors game. It is so good. I love everything about this game. I love I love the combat, I love the art style, I love the whole like kind of like evolving your characters in a way where like once you get the actual Fire Emblem, you can kind of do like how Pokemon, you can evolve your characters, but you can like update how like they are, I guess, and they could be like great knights or whatever kind of thing. I don't know, it's so cool, and I love how they get this new piece of like high kind of quality armor and stuff, how they look like a new design of them, and yeah, it's just so good. I love this game to death. This is again by far my favorite Warriors game. It's a solid like 10 out of 10 for me. Like it's up there. Like it's a 10 out of 10 or maybe a 9 out of 10. Like it's just a must for me. I feel like if you're a big Dynasty Warriors fan or just even Fire Emblem fan at all, this is a hardcore like you need this kind of thing. I feel like you have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is again, it's Breath of the Wild. It is the best, if not one of the best Zelda games that I've ever played in my entire life. It is literally a 10 out of 10 legendary status for me. It's up there with Majora's Mask, which again, Majora's Mask for me, I hold it near and dear to my heart, where I actually call that to be the best Zelda game of all time. But Breath of the Wild, because of this game, I feel like this game is just better. And like it goes back and forth between Majora's Mask and Breath of the Wild, and I adore this game to death. A must have on your Switch. Like this is just legendary status. So yeah, 100% go get this. You would not regret it. You will for sure sink over 200 to 300 hours into this game like I did. And then the next game is of course The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I have the poster there for it. This is literally Breath of the Wild on steroids. I'd say it's actually better than Breath of the Wild in some ways. Breath of the Wild a 10 out of 10. I give this as a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. And let me explain why, okay, before I get roasted in the chat or whatever. This just felt samey to me. Like it was just Breath of the Wild again, and that's where I kind of lost my interest. And the reason why I say that is just because if you look at past sequels with The Legend of Zelda and stuff like that, like kind of like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask has its own unique twist and its own unique identity, while Tears of the Kingdom, the only kind of new thing was of course the whole underworld section, and as well basically the whole Sky Islands and making it more open because of that. But for me, I don't know, I kind of just was expecting more. It follows the exact same formula, like it just plays it safe. So, and while Breath of the Wild for me kind of like, it was just brand new and just unique, and like we've never seen that before in Zelda. That for me is the reason why that gets a 10 out of 10, while this for me gets a 9 out of 10. But even then, I will say this: if I gotta pick a game, either this or Breath of the Wild to go back to and play through again, I'm gonna choose Tears of the Kingdom over the Breath of the Wild because of that. Another reason why for me I'm kind of like was kind of bleh when it comes to this game was just because about a week before this game launched, I did beat Breath of the Wild again on Master Mode, so I did get tired of doing all of the shrines. If this is how the formula is going to be like from here on out, according to Nintendo for its future Zelda games, I'm kind of not excited. If anything, I'm a little bit worried now because of that. I wonder how many people I pissed off now because of me saying that. But yeah, I still would recommend this game though. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Well, that is basically all of my Nintendo Switch games. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Counting them all, it looks like I have 55 Nintendo Switch games physically. And most of them, as you guys heard, I have not even played or even gone through. So that is my entire Nintendo Switch collection there. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I do intend now on uploading a lot more and as well be live streaming a lot further. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Again, I am deeply apologetic that I have not been uploading as much as I've been wanting to, like I mentioned. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.